guys, welcome back to the Laid Back Homestead. I am Crystal and I'm so glad you're here. This is a very exciting day because it is garden tour day and we're starting off in my greenhouse because that's where I keep my notebook with all of my varieties written down and where things are, because I always put out plant tags when I plant out, but once we go through and mulch with the pine shavings, the plant tags pretty much just disappear. So I went ahead and turned off my fan in here so that I could film this part real quick because it is super hot, but I wanted y'all to be able to hear me without a screaming fan in the background. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip y'all around and we'll get started in here. And again, I'll show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. And yeah, let's get it going because it's getting awfully hot in here. So starting off in the greenhouse, this is where I grow the majority of my squash over the summertime due to squash vine borer pressure outside. And this year I've been battling silver leaf disease from a white fly infestation I had earlier on, and now powdery mildew. Normally powdery mildew isn't too big of an issue in here. I've never had the silver leaf disease before, but fun times. So I will be fighting that until the weather, I think, gets really hot, and then neither the white flies nor the powdery mildew typically stick around once we hit summertime. So I may just have to succession sow these guys. But I have a few different varieties. This is one of the yellow squash varieties. I think it was like butter cube or butternut, something of the sort. And then, let's see. Over here, we have a black beauty that I don't know if it's gonna bounce back. So I went ahead and threw in a mashed potato variety. I think he's a traveling squash, sprawling squash, we'll see. And coming this way, I have a volunteer tomato that's not completely infested like my other volunteer tomato, which, as you can see, mealybugs, gross, but I'm getting fruit off of it. I didn't plant it. And he's acting as a trap crop for all of that, so he stays. Then I have another zucchini commander here. Doing okay, not super productive at this point in time. I got a few off of him already, we'll see. I have two more mashed potato varieties. I didn't think he was gonna come up. I planted him by seed directly, and then I started some in a tray. And well, he eventually decided to join the party. Another black beauty behind this flower that I grew simply for the ladybugs. And then over here, I think this may be another black beauty. We've got a scallop squash in here, and then another mashed potato squash, and then a bunch of more volunteer tomatoes coming up. Isn't that always fun? I did have another squash in here that got yanked out, and we'll have to see how that goes. But hopefully I don't lose too many more to diseases in here. But that is all of the things growing currently in the greenhouse. It's really too hot for too many other things. I do have some random peppers I planted because I have a bunch of leftovers, and I think I have another one underneath here. Yeah, he's getting eaten up by something. That's unfortunate. But I can succession sow in here a lot throughout my growing season, so I'm not worried. Now let me take you over to the outside garden beds. Okay, heading towards the main garden bed, we have our wax myrtles that we are currently babysitting. These will be going and being planted at our new property. And I figured before I start, I should preface this by saying I am in zone 9A, southeast Louisiana. Today it is 84 degrees outside as the high, and it is humid. So I'm gonna get through this as quickly as possible. Figured we'll just start and take it one row at a time. So in this bed here, let me see if I can get y'all to get the full scope of this bed. Yes, it's been pruned, but everything is just going crazy in here. This has a big gem plant, a Mad Hatter, Chef's Choice, Cherokee Purple, Big Tie, Pink Delicious, and Blue Ribbon. And I am happy to report that I finally have some fruit set on the Pink Delicious. For whatever reason, I noticed my pink fruits weren't setting. My black fruits were setting gangbusters, but my pink fruits weren't. And I have fruit on every one of these trees as our leaf mulch from when we last pruned. Now my peppers are looking a little bit leggy in this bed. They were planted out after my tomatoes, and I really wish I would have planted them out the same time, maybe even a little sooner. But this is my first time growing both the Big Jim and Mad Hatter, and they are finally starting to produce flowers. And then I have some cosmos right here coming up, peeking out. And in this bed, back in that corner, garlic chives. And the rest of my black ties are over there. My second garden bed has a Roma, another big tie, a beefy purple, red sausage, emerald giant, Chef's Choice By, Cherokee carbon, green zebra, and an Italian pepperoncini plant. So the Roma's up front, doing what Romas do. Cherokee carbon. See if y'all can see. Lots and lots. I have a pretty nasturtium that's taken over. I'll have to get to the other side to show y'all that. And you can see my Italian pepperoncini does have some leaf spot that we are still dealing with, but I'm not too worried about it. So many blooms in here. Down here we do have volunteer red bean plants or kidney beans. I harvest those as a dry bean, so they've come back on their own and I'm just letting it happen. Let's see here. Yeah, big tie. I have big ties setting in all parts of the yard. My next garden bed, this one has a Hillbilly, Triple L crop, Dr. Waichi's, Black from Tula, Big Bertha, Country Taste, Pink Girls, Pink Brandywine, and Black Brandywine. And then this purple Brussels sprout we just let hang out. Down here, I have a dahlia coming up and some snapdragons that I planted. Those are the apple blossom snapdragons. They grew for me real well last year. Very pretty. This bed is starting to show some fruit. Again, my pink, this is the Pink Girls, is finally setting fruit. See if I can get y'all to even see that. Yep. Finally setting fruit. Now my pink Brandywine, I'm not seeing fruit set on. Maybe coming on. Oh, I'm wrong. There is one. Right there. But the Black Brandywine, in comparison, you can see the Black Brandywine just has so much more fruit on it. My black varieties are absolutely killing it. And in fact, my Black from Tula is huge. I'm not sure if you can even get a real good size. Let's see if I can get my hand in there, but it is big. It's a big boy. So I'm very, very excited about that. The back bed, mainly Romas. There's a red sausage, jalapeno gigantica, which he kind of got shaded out. I'm hoping he comes back. I mean, I have fruit on him. And I have a volunteer squash here. No idea. That's what happens when you compost in place. This is my first year growing a red sausage variety. So will be interesting to see. Of course, some Romas in the back. Another volunteer squash. Another volunteer squash right there. This is my celery, also a volunteer. Who's in the middle here? Oh, that's the cream sausage. This is my first year growing this variety as well. It's supposed to be a paste, kind of like aroma, only it grows a creamy pale flesh. So we'll see what that looks like. This is a pink girl. So finally another pink variety that is setting for me, because it had been a while and I was starting to get nervous that I wasn't going to get any pink tomatoes this year. And then I have some bell peppers down here. Again, they kind of got shaded out. Not doing the best. This bed I planted potatoes in. I am running an experiment. I've been told you're not supposed to grow potatoes with tomatoes, but since I live to chaos garden and break all the rules, that's what I'm doing. This variety right here, Brad's Atomic Grape, by far my favorite grape tomato I've ever grown. Will always grow them. I just absolutely love them. They're the tomato that made me realize I actually like tomatoes. That's my black brandywine again. I came on this side of the trellis to show we have some cucumbers that are actually doing good. A little zinnia poking through. These are purple beans growing up that trellis. Don't have any flowers on them yet, but that's okay. Another side of my beautiful nasturtiums that are overflowing. I love nasturtiums. It's our Italian pepperoncini. And would you look at this, the fruit set in here. Oh boy. This is kind of the first time I'm seeing all this myself. This is pretty impressive. Chef's Choice by. And then on this side too, this is the blue ribbons coming on. They are setting a significant amount of fruit, even inside of there. Not sure if y'all can even see that, but I am pretty impressed. This side of the trellis, I had planted some beans, scarlet runner beans. They didn't come up. So, all right, so that was everything growing in row A, so I call it A, and now I'll take you through B. As you can see, these tomatoes are bigger than me. They are all up at their max trellis height. So, who we have in this first bed? So this first bed consists of a giant Antigua pepper, sweet pepper, and a buffalo steak tomato. We have a beefy purple tomato, another Roma, an Amish paste, a Paul Robeson, Brad's Atomic Grape, and a giant paste. And I'll walk you around because this is my first time growing the giant garden paste, and he is doing amazing things in here. So I am really looking forward to that. He's supposed to be a paste variety, hence the name. And then I think that's my Romas in there. Oh, sorry you guys. Let me pull out here. The Romas in there. And some Amish paste. Again, my peppers all went a little late, so they haven't set as much fruit as I would have hoped, but we'll get there. So this second garden bed, you can see, consists of a Homestead, Goliath, Chef's Choice by, cream sausage, La Roma, another Brad's Atomic Grape, another cream sausage, aroma, and another Chef's Choice by. I have a lot of determinants in here, so I'm sure once they all are done, they will be coming out. And I have had a bunch of backup peppers that I will supplement the rest of my season. Got us a nice little zinnia popping up there. All of the Brad's Atomic grapes, very prolific grape variety here. Again, more volunteer red beans and some more pretty nasturtiums. They've gotten shaded out, that's why they're not looking as great. And the one that I'm talking the most about here, get a load of this guy. Another one that is super huge. Another one that is insane to me. I cannot wait to taste these. And that is a Chef's Choice Buy, which is a hybrid variety. And on that side, it's just some Romas. A lot of determinants in here. Oh, and apparently another volunteer squash. All right, so moving on to the third bed in this row, we have a giant paste, a poblano pepper, a mortgage lifter radiator Charlie, another Roma, a green zebra, a red sausage, a hillbilly, pink girl, and a black brandywine. So, my black brandywine in this bed, doing amazing things. Look at how large and luscious these are getting. Every day I come out here, I swear they are just getting bigger and bigger. And I've always been told brandywines are hard to grow. I have just not had that same problem. So I don't know, not gonna complain. I have some marigolds right here, which you can see are shaded out, so they're not doing everything they could be doing, but they'll get there. Finally, some pink fruit. Again, I was worried I would have no pink variety show up for me. Got, that's the giant garden paste. We already know he's amazing. This one, so far, the mortgage lifter, has been my biggest failure. I have tried growing multiple varieties of mortgage lifters for years. I have yet to see a tomato off of one of these plants. And right now, I do not see fruit set on him. He has the leaf spot. I've been spraying, but I am not seeing anything to give me hope that he is going to pull through for me. And there's another Thai. Got some purple basil here, a really pretty marigold. These are Jimmy Nardellos. Now in here, I do have some nice fruit being set. And that is, sorry, my notebook got all twisted. Oh, that's the giant garden paste. So he's just in there doing what he's gonna do. So that is the third bed. Oh yeah, yeah. Giant garden paste for the win. So my last bed in row B has a garden paste, Cherokee Carbon, Beauty King, an Amish paste, a Pink Delicious, another Amish paste, another mortgage lifter, a Great White, and a black brandywine. Okay, I didn't realize I had another mortgage lifter, and now I'm excited. I'm trying to get out. I have some bolted cilantro, and the bees are out here doing the Lord's work. So I'm trying not to get in their way. Trying not to get in their way. All right. So who do we have down here? This is Beauty King. And Beauty King is doing a great job. Can't complain. Getting nice fruit set. Let me walk around and see if I see anything on what would be the mortgage lifter. I mean, I've got great things. This is Beauty King, right? Oh wait, I'm sorry. This was black brandywine. The one up front was black brandywine. I'm looking at my notes upside down. Oh, okay. This is Beauty King. Who's next to Beauty King? Oh, that is a big pink girl. Got some nice size pinks coming on. Okay. Where is ML Charlie? I don't know. Oh, he's probably caught up in all this cilantro. I'll have to come out when the bees are not as active. I really don't want to disturb them. Need them around. I will come back and check on him later on. And I will let you know if I actually do have an ML Charlie. Mortgage lifter, radiator Charlie. Okay, I thought I was gonna have to wait for the bees before I could really get in there and look and see. But it turns out I do have a mortgage lifter. The first one ever Only one though, and there's been a lot of flower drops, so I am so far not impressed with this guy. So coming on this side of the trellis, we have scarlet runner beans that completely volunteered. And what's funny is I've never succeeded in growing a scarlet runner bean. And I mentioned that in another video, and wouldn't you know, I finally will be harvesting scarlet runner beans with you guys. First time ever. I've tried for years to grow them. It's got to be the magic of YouTube. Oh wow, look at this. Who is this? Homestead. Homestead variety of tomato. And guys, if there's any questions you have about these varieties, please let me know. Some of these are brand new to me. Mr. Paul Robeson though is not new to me. Granted, I normally get bigger ones out of him. We'll see. This side, I've got some sad looking cucumbers that are not doing as well, but that's okay because I have backups that I can plant out, that I will do that. And now, oh, these are some of my absolute favorite nasturtiums. I just love the color on them, so pretty. So that is rows A and B, and now I'm going to take you over to the fire pit garden. All right, so our fire pit garden starts off, we've got quite a few pepper varieties and a Brussels sprout still hanging on. I'm about to yank him. A lot of this looks like, I've got an MG Leopold, Mad Hatter, and a Poblano. Eggplant, Black Beauty. These are my grow bags, they're all on drip. This is Big Thai. And I have some carrots here. I do not remember the variety. I have some red onions and a tomato that was an extra that I didn't think was going to do anything, but here we are. We have, this bag is beets and potatoes. I have some Roma varieties right here. And these I thought were Romas, but they're not. Oh, one of them's a Rosella purple and a Roma. Okay, that makes sense. That's the Romas. That's the Rosella purple. And then I've got another Rosella purple. Not my first year growing her. She does amazing. We have here Jimmy Tardello and a Chili de Arbol. We have a beefsteak tomato and a red impact pepper. We have a Mad Hatter and a red night pepper. We have a mystery tomato, and I lost the tag. It's looking Rosella purple to me, plus a Big Jim pepper. We have Italian pepperoncinis right there coming on. We've got red night variety. Okay, we'll see what you do. Over here, giant Antigua and a Serrano. No tag on this guy. It happens, real life, you guys. It happens. And in here, we have a giant Antigua pepper, a red impact pepper, and another no tag pepper. My green stock is currently being used for a few herbs and mostly strawberries. As you can see, I need to get out here, get me some of that. I got oregano, thyme, and down here we have some sage going to seed, but that's okay. And now I'm going to take you over to the inside, which is our hydroponic system. So my inside of the fire pit, as I call it, garden, is my hydroponic Dutch buckets. And in here we have dwarf tomato Blazing Beauty, dwarf tomato Mr. Snow. So happy to see this. Last year I tried growing the same varieties of dwarf tomatoes, didn't get a single thing. Then we have hybrid Red Night, setting some fruit. Emerald Giant is on the same bucket because you are allowed to do 2 per bucket. Not seeing too much fruit there. However, Red Night XR and Red Impact next door to them. Can I get in here? are doing good things. Next door to them, we've got a poblano. Well, actually, next door, I take that back. This guy is still taking up space. It's a purple Brussels. He needs to come out. But these plants belong to the bucket next door to that. And that is a poblano, Big Bertha. Okay, so I had to get low. My notes stopped for some reason, and I'm not sure why. But this is the Big Berthas that are coming on. I've got Italian pepperoncinis coming on, if that'll focus. Who else? Oh, a dragon toe. Yes, I've got a dragon toe growing here. Pepper. A serrano and Jimmy Nardello. My serrano is not looking good. They are just now really starting to flower. Boy, this guy will be ready in no time. This is a giant Antigua and a Keystone pepper. He's getting there. And then over here I have an MG Leopold and a Sweet Maruga. They were the last ones put in. That's why they look so dinky. Now my DWC buckets are all dwarf varieties. I did not write them down, which was foolish, but their tags should still be in there. So when I go to harvest, which y'all saw these in my hydroponic nutrient top-up video, when I go to harvest, I'll be doing a taste test because last year I did not get any dwarf tomatoes. Well, tomatoes off the dwarf tomato plants, I should say. This is all of my extras, looking very sad. We are in the heat of the day. I did water things, but this is just reality when it's 80 plus degrees. Look, an update on my basils we started in the last video. So my extras will be going out soon. My other two self-wicking buckets, I've got a San Marzano. This is the only San Marzano I believe to have lived from my seed starting. I've got another cucumber and an eggplant growing right here. I've got my herb thing set up. Different herbs. As they get bigger, I'll talk a little bit more about them, go a little bit more in depth of what I've got going on here. They're kind of getting shaded out by my unruly tomatoes. Down here, outside of the greenhouse, I have some more zucchini. This is just garlic, all right here. That's all needs to be planted out still. I'm gonna come through and add some of those extras you just saw off the table. We'll have a planting day, we'll do that. One more red Brussels sprout that didn't do anything. We've got green beans. These I actually did plant, and I did plant these for green eating, so I'll have to come out and get them. And then we've got some more peppers, looks like big gems, long. Let's see. And I don't think I took any notes on these. I see a red knight and another keystone. They're all sweet bells in there, I know that for sure. This one, again, another zucchini. We actually I've been harvesting already, but looks like we'll be getting some more soon. And this is a scallop variety that I've also been harvesting off of. They've been in here for quite a while. And that's my fireball plant. And in here looks to be some garlic that is coming along nicely. And over here I have a bucket of what I call extras. I believe that's a celebrity tomato, another eggplant. I just didn't know where to put some of these things. We've got peppers in there. On this side, they get the least amount of sun, so they're not doing that great, but that's okay. Now I'll take you over. Go ahead and take you over to my last garden row. All right, and then we have our final row, which is row C. This row is newly installed this year. Sorry for the AC running in the background. Try to get away from that. And then I've got my self-watering buckets over here too. Now I will say this, I did not take notes of what I put in my self-watering buckets. Some of them I know off the top of my head, but some of them I don't. And we're just gonna have to wait till I harvest to go by the tag. The other thing with row C is that I wrote down all the varieties that are in here, but when I came back before shooting this video, the tags don't match what I have written in the order that I have them written. So I'm not sure what went wrong there. So I will just tell you what are in these beds, and then as I harvest, I will use their stakes to get the true variety names. So this bed has a black from Tula, a blue ribbon, a Goliath, dwarf wild spud, a triple L, a country taste, a Kentucky pink, a chef's choice, and a Cherokee carbon. Bed 2 here has Dr. Wygee's pink Berkeley tie-dye, another mortgage lifter. Okay, so maybe I did have more than I thought. A dwarf pink passion, a chef's choice, a blue ribbon variety, Kentucky pink, Cherokee purple, and Beauty King. And then over here, as you can see, we have a black from Tula, a blue ribbon, Goliath, dwarf wild spud, triple L, country taste, Kentucky pink, chef's choice, and Cherokee carbon. And of course I have sprinkled in between some flowers. Let's see if I can pull up my marigold. It's so hard to see right now out here. I've got basils, I've got dahlias, more marigolds, and even more marigolds. I've got a cayenne back there. He was kind of a last minute implant. I do have some beans. Again, I planted these for green bean picking. I must say that that's another black from Tula. And that's a dwarf variety, which is doing good, setting good fruit. I must say that I am impressed. For these being new builds, I wasn't sure what the growth rate would be or the fruit output or anything like that. I was skeptical. It's taken me a while to build up my soil in the other 2 beds. So I just wasn't expecting a whole lot out of this, but as you can see from what I'm filming, not too shabby. This guy I know is a cream sausage. I have several of them in the other beds, but holy doodles, he has taken to bucket living, no problem. He is a determinant, but he's still determined to produce, so I'm letting him go. And that is all of the lush back there. I do still have another Brussels sprout to get. I've got some mighty big blossoms on a lot of these. I'm hoping to get a significant amount of fruit, and then we'll be putting that up. And one other thing I really wanted to show y'all is my blueberries. These are well established. You can see we are gonna get a ton of fruit. Just a ton of fruit. These are my blackberries that we put in the ground, new this year. One of them died immediately. The other one is attempting to do some fruit. And then I've got this other little baby blueberry. He's been here a few years. He just doesn't get as much sun. My rosemary, and my son planted these onion tops out, so letting them go to seed. That was just his project. That suma tree I talked about in my first video, not producing fruit this year. We had a snowstorm. I'm lucky he's even still here. My brother's died and his tree was much, much bigger and more established than mine, so that was really sad. Always gave loads of fruit. My husband's cattails for the new house. Up here I have some morning glories. Not producing yet. My begonias are several years old. The morning glories I just started from seed this year. And these 2 blueberries are brand new. I am shocked by how much fruit they're putting on. They went into the ground this year. I was not anticipating this at all. And the last thing about this area that's super important is this little test plant right here. I had wilt in this ground, bacterial wilt. I had an olive tree here that eventually succumbed to the wilt. It's been a couple years. I didn't plant anything else here. So he's my tester. We are testing the soil. It is around this time when you start to see the wilt symptoms appear. It's typically when it gets to be in the mid-80s and I have either first fruit set or first flowers coming on is when I normally see the wilt symptoms. And I will show y'all that if it happens. And if it doesn't happen, I'm going to be planting out a lot of my extras all over the yard as testers. That would be very exciting news. Hey guys, as y'all can tell, I am back in the shade. It is very hot out, and I just want to thank you all for hanging out with me today, coming along on this tour. Super exciting. Lots of great things going on. If I had to rank right now my top favorite varieties, the Black from Tula, which is new for me, is just producing across the board on every plant. So if it tastes as good as it's producing, we will be golden there. The Giant Garden Pace, another new to me this year, is just producing gangbusters. So again, if he keeps producing like this and it tastes good and it can do its function, we'll have that. So my mortgage lifter, I mean, I've got 3 plants and maybe 1 fruit. I kind of thought my pink girls were going to end up on there too, but they're at least showing up now. So we'll see. Some things I expected to do better, haven't. And some things I wasn't really sure about. So we'll see. But again, thank you all for hanging out. Can't wait to do it again. Till then, be blessed.